What's up everyone, UnsungNPC back here with another class guide for you today. And we're going to be taking a look at the Druid class. The Druid class is a super fun class. I'm a big fan of nature magic personally. I don't understand this higher difficulty to use. Maybe that's just the pre-made build difficulty, but I personally think Druids are easy peasy. Lots of control, magic, support, pretty accurate. Very, very cool class. I'm a big fan. Never forget that the Druid is a neutral class, so a neutral has to be somewhere on your alignment axis. Otherwise, it's not going to allow you to be one. So, yeah, let's take a look here at the Druid. So, the Druid. You get light armor, medium armor, and shields, okay? And then you have specific weapons that you can use. Club, dagger, dart, quarterstaff, scimitar, scythe, sickle, short spear, sling, and spear. And then any natural attacks that you get when you wild shape, which is one of the key features of the Druid class. Druids also get either an animal companion or a domain. When you choose a domain, you can choose from air, animal, earth, fire, plant, water, or weather. And then you get an animal companion. Now, when choosing a domain, choosing animal is kind of pointless because animal just gets you an animal companion at 4th level. So I guess if you really want those bonus spells, that's fine. But I mean, animal companion at the start I think is better, but you never know. It's up to you. You also get, I already went over that, spontaneous summoning. You get summon nature's ally as you level up to the 9th level of summon nature's ally, and you can cast those spontaneously instead of using, you know, one of your spell slots for one of your spells that you've prepared. You get to do that instead. Okay, Druids do memorize spells. All right, much like a cleric or a wizard, except like a cleric, they know all of them, and then they just memorize the ones they want. They have 2 high saves, which is very nice, very nice. And then they have wisdom as their ability modifier, and 8 hit points to start, which is pretty good. They also get nature sets. You get +2 on lore checks for nature, which is nice. You get resist nature's lure, so +4 on saving throws against supernatural abilities of fae and plants. Not super useful in this game because fae and plants are not the core enemies of Wrath of the Righteous. Demons are, and even undead is probably secondary to that, not fae and plants. Demons are the core enemy here, so that isn't really that much of a bonus in my opinion. You also get Wild Shape at 4th level. So Wild Shape allows you to turn into different creatures. So you get wolf, and then you get leopard and small elementals, medium elementals and bear, smilodon and large elementals, and then eventually huge elementals. And then also at 10th level you get the Shambling Mound. The Shambling Mound! Alright? And then you're also immune to all poisons at 9th level. So each of these wild shapes gets you the different stats of that animal. So you get, like, for the leopard example, you get +2 bonus to strength, +2 to natural armor, and then you get 2 claw attacks and a bite attack. Okay? So each of these has its own thing that you can do for it. Okay? Shambling Mound seems to add a lot of different bonuses and stuff, which feel free to take a look at when you are looking at the Druid yourself. And then there's also a feat you can take called Natural Spell, which allows you to do spells casting while you're shaped into a different animal form. Normally, when shaped into one of your wild shapes, you can't cast spells, so Natural Spell would allow you to do so. It's definitely a recommended feat if you are planning on being a wild shape Druid. I personally, whenever I played Druid, never used Wild Shape. I preferred the spellcasting side of it, but, you know, different strokes. So next up is the Blight Druid. So the Blight Druid is kind of like the, you know, they're servants of nature that is corrupted in ruins, poisoned, full of miasma, things like that. They have a special bond called Blight Bond where you have to pick one of these domains and you cannot pick an animal companion as your bond. And you also add darkness and death to the domain's lists and destruction. So on top of the elements and plants and weather and whatnot, you also get darkness, death, and destruction, which is pretty cool. Might be good for like a neutral evil type cleric. You don't get resist nature's lure or immune to poisons. Instead, you get miasma, which is, you know, any creature that's adjacent to you at the beginning of their turn have to do a fortitude saving throw or be sickened for 1 round. A creature that's animal, fey, or plant fails to save, becomes nauseated instead, and then sickened for 1 minute after. Alright? And then eventually you get Plague Bearer, where any creature that strikes you with a touch attack, unarmed strike, or natural weapon must also succeed the fortitude save and become nauseated for 1 round and contract the bubonic plague. Okay? And you also get Blight Blooded. You're immune to all diseases, including natural and supernatural, and you're immune to effects that would cause you to become sickened or nauseated. Now, being immune to those types of things is nice in a demon fighting campaign because they do love to give you diseases. But all in all, I would say this isn't a very strong archetype for the druid because this fortitude save requirement is going to be hard. Demons have really strong fortitude in this game. Like, no matter what demon you fight, they have a strong fortitude. So you're unlikely to cause anyone a problem with that miasma or plague bearer stuff. So, personally, not my favorite for this particular campaign. Next, you have Defender of the True World. Okay, you give up spontaneous summoning, and you get enemies of the Fae. So you get +2 on attacking and damaging Fae. Channel stored spell energy into summoning spells. Okay, so you don't use Summon Nature's Ally to summon Fae creatures. Okay. So you do get Summon Nature's Ally, you just can't use it to summon Fae. You can't use it to summon mites or redcaps or anything like that. Which makes sense. Then you get like Elder Earth Elemental, or at 9th level you can guess an Elder Worm. So it gives you alternatives. You also you take away Resist Nature's Lure, and you get Faebane. So +4 on saving throws against spell and supernatural abilities of the Fae. Natural attacks as Cold Iron for the purposes of overcoming damage reduction, and +2 to overcome spell resistance of Fae creatures. And then you also get Beguiling immunity, so you're immune to mind effects of the Fae. Okay, and you get Fae Stalker for damage and attack rolls against the Fae. Throw this archetype right in the freaking garbage. Okay, no one is going to be fighting Fae. We don't ever fight Fae. That's not a thing in this game, really. You're fighting demons, not Fae. So Defender of the True World is virtually useless in this game. Okay, even if there's one Fae fight somewhere that I can't remember at this time, it doesn't make choosing a whole archetype around killing Fae worth it. This is our trash of this class. Defender of the True World, get rid of it. Next we have the Drovier. So the Drovier, you get rid of all of your wild shape. You heard right. No wild shape for you. And you can only have an animal companion. So you don't get a spellcasting domain either. You have to pick an animal companion. And then you get these different abilities for communal aspect. So at 4th level, you can do the aspect of a wild animal, okay? It's 10 minutes per druid level, and they can only be used in 10-minute increments. So if you're level 5, you have 50 minutes of it, you have to use 10 minutes at a time, okay? You can't just use like 39 out of 50 minutes. It's not how it works. So at 6th level, you get gorilla, monkey, raccoon, and raptor. Then we get falcon, bear, stag, wolf, and then you can use it literally whenever, as much as you want at 20th level. So for these, the gorilla is +2 to perception, +1 to fortitude, mobility +4 for monkey, +4 to trickery and stealth for the raccoon, and +30 speed for the raptor. The falcon, +3 on perception, +1 to ranged attacks. Bows and crossbows become 19 to 20 times 3 instead of 20 times 2 or 3. Aspect of the bear gets you +2 to natural armor, +2 to CMB, and you can perform bull rush. Stag gets you this whole deal. Oh my gosh. +2 dodge bonus to AC against attacks of opportunity. Base speed increases by 20 feet. Move through any undergrowth. When you are hit with an attack of opportunity, you can make a single attack with your antlers against that opponent that hit you as an immediate action. This attack uses your highest base attack bonus plus either strength or dex, whichever is your choice. Deals 1d8 points of piercing damage, plus your strength modifier, and they are 19 to 20 times 2, which is nice. Aspect of the wolf, +4 to strength and dex, +2 on trip attacks. You can perform the trip maneuver as a swift action. Cool. So that is the Drovier. I played around with the Drovier for a good while, actually, and I think the later levels, some of these bonuses are nice, but it's like you're only going to have like one companion that you're going to want to have these aspects go to, because these are communal. So everyone gets these bonuses, which is really cool. But some of these bonuses, you're like, only one person needs this bonus. Not everyone needs this bonus. So I think the stag and the wolf are pretty strong later on. I don't like the bear or falcon that much unless you have like, you know, if you have a melee focused or a ranged focused party, then falcon, bear will work out that way. And then the skill ones are kind of nice when you really need it, but they are like competence bonuses. And a lot of the items you're going to have for increasing skill checks are going to be competence bonuses already. So it kind of makes it useless, basically. But it's up to you whether you think it's worth it. I don't wild shape anyway, so if you're not looking to wild shape as a druid, then I think the Druid Drovier is nice because you at least get some sort of support utility that you can use rather than wild shape that you're never gonna use. So I like it as an alternative to being a shape-shifting druid. If you don't like shape-shifting, I think Drovier is the archetype for you. It's definitely better than Defender of the True World, and Blight Druid I don't think is a great one for this game either. Next we have Elemental Rampager. This is one of the two new ones for this game. So for Elemental Rampager, you get Rampage. Makes sense. So basically you get a number of rounds per day equal to 4 plus your con modifier. Ugh. And then 2 additional rounds per day at each level as you level up. And then you get +2 to attack and damage rolls made with natural weapons, and then -2 to AC. And then these bonuses also increase as you level up, which is cool. And this goes really well, I think, with the wild shape ability. So if you really want to be a wild shape class, I feel like this is a cool combo to have. You also get claws that do 1d6, eventually 1d8, eventually 1d10. And then you also get Elemental Rampage. So you can choose Acid, Fire, Electricity, or Cold, and then you gain damage with those elements on your attacks, and resistance to those energies as well. Which does cause you to pick Ascendant Element as a mythic feat, because you need to bypass that damage reduction for demons. But this is a very combat heavy druid class. Like, this is, you also don't get a domain or an animal companion, but you just gain like claws and elemental rampaging prowess. So you're just like, I am a beast kind of thing. So very, very cool. Like 1d10 claws are pretty strong and can still get a lot of use at them even at level 15. The rampage is really nice. I wonder how it pairs with wild shape. I don't know if you can wild shape while rampaging. I would be curious to know. If you can and you know this, let me know in the comments. I think that would make this a really good archetype, and if you have to do either or, then that makes it not as good of an archetype in my book. So if anyone knows the answer to that question, I would love to know. Next we have the Fey Speaker. The Fey Speaker loses a lot of wild shape and then gives you basically wild shape for the animals only. Okay, so you get wolf, leopard, bear, Smilodon, and shambling mound. You lose okay, they come at a level later, and then you lose a lot of the elemental ones. You still gain huge elemental for some reason, which is weird. You don't get spontaneous summoning. You get Fey magic. Okay, so this is where you are the Charisma Druid instead of the Wisdom Druid. So this is like the Charisma alternative. And then at each of these levels for Fey magic, you add either an enchantment or an illusion spell from the Sorcerer Wizard spell list to your Druid spell list, which is pretty cool. So this archetype, I mean, you get rid of some of these and take wild shape a little bit later, but this is clearly like a spellcaster class here. Charisma based instead of wisdom, which if you're trying to make a charisma based character, this could be a way for you to be a druid and also be charisma focused. And then you also get some additional enchantment and illusion spells as you level up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them to be exact. Each at like a level 2, level 3, level 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 basically. Or I guess no, it has to be one level below. Of a spell one level higher. Oh, okay. Oh. So you'll get the spell and it acts as if it's a level higher. So Color Spray would come in and it would become a second level spell instead of a first level spell. That's actually pretty cool. And to give up spontaneous summoning for that's not too bad either, because I know like you're not even really going to use spontaneous summoning unless you want to be a summoner, right? So although I will say summoners are really strong in this game. But yeah, Fey magic. Okay. Kind of a cool class. I think it's an interesting alternative. I don't think there's anything wrong with a class that allows you to use a different modifier to use spells. And then Primal Druid. I was looking at this one earlier and I like the look of this one a lot. So you have to pick an animal companion and it has to be from one of these like ancient prehistoric ones, like Mastodon, Smilodon, Triceratops, Velociraptor, which is really cool. And then you don't get Nature Sense or Resist Nature's Lure, but you get this ability Primal Size, where you get Enlarged Person, okay? You can also spontaneously cast Enlarged Person, and when you cast it on yourself, you gain a +4 bonus to Strength and Con instead of the usual. And then at 16th level, you increase 2 sizes and gain a +6 to Strength and Con instead of the usual, which is really cool. Basically, this is like a really good like melee fighter druid. because you can just like, I think this would be great for like a two-hander druid, like get like a two-handed spear or something like that, and then just make yourself huge and just start taking people down. Like, that's awesome. I really like the Primal Druid. It's big U with big animal companion and just going at it. I think Primal Druid's really fun to play with. It looks really cool. Just make yourself huge, make yourself powerful, grab one of the powerful animal companions, and just start going to town on people. I think my friend Pondor would have a fun time with this class. I think this would be a fun time for him for sure. He would still get his Triceratops, which is all he cares about, and then just making himself giant. That's awesome. That's so cool. And then get like, oh man, get the, what is it? What is it? Is it a 4th level spell? The one that makes your animal huge as well. Animal growth. Yeah, just get animal growth in there as well. And beef up your animal too. And then, so you can bring yourself from medium to huge. And then also take your animal companion after it's leveled up to large. Also take it to huge. Right? Because it only goes up 1. Oh, it grows twice its normal size to the next largest. Okay, yeah, so it become huge. And you're both huge, and you take everyone down. I love it. I love it. Very cool. Yeah, so this is the Druid. Don't worry about spells. We're going to tackle those in a spell video. Keep an eye out for that one. But basically, Druid's pretty solid. Drovier is like, if you don't want a wild shape, don't worry about it. Take the Drovier. You'll have something that you might actually be able to use. Elemental Rampager seems pretty fun if you like kind of that rampaging, raging aspect of it. Fey Speaker if you want to be a Charisma Druid. Primal Druid if you want to run everyone down and have some fun. I think this one's really powerful. And then Blight Druid and Defender of the True World. I think you can pretty much destroy those. Throw them in the trash because I don't think either of these, with these Fortitude saves and this only helping you with Fey, like these two are not going to be good in this campaign at all. I wouldn't mess with these at all in any capacity. I'd say garbage them. I don't see anything that's Druid plus. I think Drovier could be considered Druid plus if you don't want a wild shape. That's about it though. Yeah. Anyway, if you like this video, like it, subscribe, check out for more. More classes will be on the way. Very exciting stuff. And yeah, if you like hanging around here and you want to talk more about this game or any other game, especially RPGs and indie games, feel free to join the Discord in the description below. We love talking, we love playing games. We try to get people in for Saturday streams to play games with us. I play Halo Infinite often, so if anyone's on there, feel free to join as well. Super fun times, would be glad to have you. But this is the Druid. Thanks for watching. I hope you've kind of learned some things here about the Druid and how you could use it or what abilities seem fun and interesting to you. Again, let me know if anyone finds out if the rampaging works while you're shifted. I would like to know that. So let me know if you have that information on you. Anyway, I'm UnsungNPC and I will catch you guys in the next one.